Hi, I'd like to talk to you about TweetLevel and BlogLevel. These are two new purpose-built tools created by Edelman for us to use. We like to call them a GPS for navigating influence because what they are custom tools that enable us to understand who is important within Twitter or within the blogosphere on any particular context. Let me explain about how these work. Well, the first thing we'd do is we'd search in the topic area for a particular area. Now this can be in any language. These tools are just as relevant if we're in the UK or as if we're typing in Japanese, Korean, Russian or in English. So that's the first thing. They need to be just as relevant for any one of the 53 offices around the Edelman world. Now, when you do that search, the first thing it does, it searches the entire Twitter sphere and blogosphere. There's 2,400 tweets per second and about 11 million active blogs, so it takes about half a minute to do each search. And what it pulls back are 4 distinct metrics. The first one is the level of buzz. How much are people talking about this subject? The second one looks at the relevant content that people are talking about. So let's say we're talking about Edelman, but what are people talking about within the context of Edelman? Are they talking about healthcare, technology, jobs, PR? The third thing we're looking at is who those top users are. So even though we may have hundreds out there, I'm looking at the relevant people first, otherwise we'll just get the Justin and the Biebers of this world. So when we look at the relevant people, what I'm trying to understand is, out of those 100 people for example, let's look at the top 10, who's got the greatest share of voice? And finally, I like to look at what information people share. I look at these shared web links. All these give us an idea of what information is important to people. Brands can use these at the start of campaigns, middle and end of campaigns to measure how well they're doing and to ensure they engage with the right people who have the greatest chance of amplifying their message within that chosen channel, be it Twitter or blogosphere. So, let's tell you what makes these tools different. Well, for starters, we have a unique algorithm. We've got over 40 distinct metrics in our algorithm. But what makes these ones different, not only are they transparent, we'll let everyone see how they work, but we've got some very unique metrics. So one of them, Twitter, is the idea starter metric. At Edelman, we're really interested to know who creates ideas as opposed to who merely amplifies them. We reward those people who have those really original concepts, and they may talk about it on their blog posts. We also look at something called a broadcast engagement ratio. I'm interested in those people who actually engage in relevant, informative, and interesting conversations, as opposed to people who just shout lots of noise. Now in the blogosphere, whereas it is important to count incoming links from other blogs, that was more important maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Nowadays, at least on my own blog, what's more important is how much my blog is talked about on other social media platforms like Twitter. And I reward people accordingly for how well my blog is discussed elsewhere. And the other thing I like to point out is what we call the SEO metric. There's no point in having the greatest content in the world if it can't be found. So we reward people in blog level by the metadata, by how optimised their site is for SEO. And so those are a few things that make BlogLevel and TweetLevel different. We are using these tools right now. They're being launched on July the 12th throughout the entire world. We've had beta testers using it for a month. We've had people testing and validating it, and the feedback is fantastic. And we hope you enjoy using it.